Hey guys, welcome back. Just wanted to make a quick video. I have a fuel tank dilemma. I didn't realize this, but I discovered on these Honda Goldwings, the fuel tanks on them are removed through taking off the rear fender and the rear wheel and all of that, and I think then they come out. I was really hoping that I could get it out after the engine was out. It's kind of hard to see how it comes out. And on both of these bikes, the fuel tanks are in horrible shape. I mean, I looked down in them with a flashlight and just so much nasty varnished up stuff. In the past with other bikes, I've been able to take the tank off because they're mounted on the top of the bike, and what I would usually do is get like a big tub, and if the tank was really nasty, really kind of bad, then I would put some nuts and bolts in the tank and fill it with gas and shake it around and let it sit and pour the gas out and repeat that process until I got it to where I felt it was clean enough. And it's really hazardous to do that, and you know, you really need to wear a respirator when you're doing that because you're going to be like in gas fumes. And I think in the past too, I've cleaned a few tanks with soap and water. That's a much easier and much more safe way to go, and it can be done, like boiling hot water and some detergents. You can rinse the tank out if it's not that bad, but these are really bad. So I'm definitely concerned, and I'm trying to think of a good way to clean the tank. The one on the black bike I could see it's better shape, and it probably would be easier to clean, but then I got the whole thing, I got to take it out the rear of the bike, which I might do is just do that and then keep pressing forward with the white one and put the engine in and get everything prepped that I possibly can. It's a tough call on that. It's a really tough call. What do I feel like doing with it? You know, I'm not in a real big hurry to do this stuff, but it's also about maximizing time. How much time do I have to invest in it? That's what I'm coming across right now, and that's one of the huge struggles that I'm facing, is just time and using my time wisely, trying to figure out if there's an easier way to do some things. I was also kicking around the idea of maybe putting a drain plug in the tank on the white one and then filling the tank with detergent, cleaner, whatever, and letting it soak and sit, and then trying to drain it. And then I do have a pressure washer, and maybe at one point putting the pressure washer wand in the tank and then trying to blast it all out and try to maybe repeat that process and leave the tank in the bike. That way I don't have to pull the bags, the trunk, the rear fender, the rear wheel. I mean, I basically have to remove everything off the back of the bike if I do that without, if I wanted to take the tank out, which I just don't really want to. That's a whole lot more, I mean, that's a lot more tear down. If I can skip that step and just get the tank clean, but also it's easier said than done to put like a drain plug in that would even not leak. That would be another failure point. So I'm kicking around that idea. Maybe putting a drain plug in there, trying to clean it by pressure washing it out. My mind's heavily leaning in that direction. Getting it just super clean like that, as clean as I possibly can. And there's just several ways to go about this right now, and I'm not sure. So just wanted to share that with you guys, my fuel tank dilemma. And maybe let me know what you think in the comments down below. What would you do? Would you go the distance and take the tank out and go have it professionally cleaned? Or would you attempt to do something else? We'll see. We'll see how this goes. I know where there's a will, there's a way. This is kind of a challenging thing for me. It's a lot more than I was looking to get into or wanted to get into, but at the same time, I'm okay with that. Like, it's a test. It's a real test to do this type of thing, and to just go the distance with it. And that's just one more challenge that I'm facing, is the fuel tank. But I'm not trying to restore a bike either. Like, I'm not doing that. So I'm trying to judge the distance that I'm going with it, because you can get way too OCD and then you wind up getting in over your head with these things. So I'm keeping that in my mind too. Like, I'm trying to have balance. I'm trying to do all this stuff very low budget, and also with the time that I have to do it without and still accomplish something and still have that feeling of enjoyment and overcoming these challenges while remaining very balanced all the way around the whole project. You know, I could disassemble it in every nut and bolts and send everything off, paint, powder coat, rechrome, this, that, pull the whole engines apart, you know, put them up on a bench and replace every bearing and bushing and ring, and I'm not doing that. That's not what I ever intended to do. But what we're doing is going to work, and what we're doing is getting creative. And more than anything, I'm just trying to inspire others to just, if you're doing something like this or anything, to just don't give up. Even if it seems like things are getting weird or you're running into challenges, which you will. There's a lot of little challenges a person's going to run into, and this is just one more. But we're going to overcome these challenges without getting into like a complete obsessive compulsive restoration thing. Maybe I can do that later with the bike. I would love to do stuff like that. It's just not really the time or place for me to do that type of thing right now. And there's other people that are doing that extremely well, and it's not quite what I'm trying to demonstrate. I'm trying to demonstrate picking something up extremely dilapidated, taking it to a rideable condition where you could actually go out and enjoy it and have fun with the bike, while facing these mental struggles and challenges with it, and also breaking through those various psychological challenges, because I like to fix things right and I like to do things right, but at the same time you can become way too invested in something to where it's just a money pit, and that's not, and you want to try to avoid that with some of these things, in my opinion. Okay, well, it's kind of all I wanted to go over, just this nasty fuel tank issues, and the tanks stink too. That varnish stench is just, oh, it's just the worst smell. I really, really hate, and that's the problem. That's the warning with that, why you should never leave gas in anything too long. You gotta drain it if it's gonna ever sit for any length of time. Because gas just goes so bad and really creates a lot of problems. And I've seen it. I've seen this many times, and I get through these things, but this tank situation is quite a bit different. It's not so easy to remove these. And it's kind of starting to appear why people probably abandon these Goldwings is because of this type of issue. And that's a real shame, because this is, I believe it's an amazing bike. And I can see this is why people will get scared off. So I kind of want to also see if I can get something inventive here with this situation. How can I clean that tank without removing it from and doing way more work than I have to? I don't know, but we'll figure it out. Thanks for being here, guys. We'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.